Nike shares are seesawing today, though, after the company reported earnings that beat revenue projections but fell short on earnings. You can see the stock reacting to that news there. Yahoo Finance's Reggie Wade joins us now to break things down. Reggie's Nike's CFO said they have not seen any impact of the U.S.-China trade tensions yet, but obviously it looms heavy on the minds of investors moving forward. So what are kinds of those answers that people need to hear if things do deteriorate?
Well, as we brought up earlier, the trade tensions are looming, but no tariffs have actually been put in effect. So this is all in theory right now. But Nike's in a pretty good position due to the heavy investment they made in China. The company has been growing there for years, and they've really listened to the population. It is a basketball-loving nation, and they've really zeroed in on that. And with Jordan Brand, they've been able to increase the popularity, whereas in the U.S., basketball sneakers are actually decreasing in popularity. They're on the rise in China. Nike knows that. They know their customer base, and they're serving them.
Yeah, no tariffs on sneakers yet. That's the one thing Nike's been pretty vocal about. But China revenue up 22% over last year to $1.7 billion. That's, what is that, Emily? You were on the call. 16.7%.
Well, that's
total
right.
revenue?
Yeah, and sales in China have grown by double-digit percentages on a currency-neutral basis for the past 20 quarters. So it really is a strong sector, or strong geographic sector anyway, for the company. But what I think is a big question here is whether just the fact that Nike is going so heavily into China, doubling down investment, saying that's going to launch its digital Nike app in the next several quarters, saying that's going to be launching a women's apparel line in the country, whether that might actually alienate American consumers amid some of these tensions. I think that is a major question just as we see these tensions start to escalate.
Well, and the questions too there, I mean, when we talk about the reasons why there's a miss in the headline when we're talking about Nike earnings is because costs were increasing as well, marketing costs being one of those. I mean, if you are pushing and doubling down on China as a territory that you really want to focus on, if it's going to cost more to do so, that's not good either.
Well, but as long as you're getting a return on that investment, that's something that will still be bullish. And analysts across the board are saying that these marketing costs that Nike's putting into it will generate essentially a return on investment. And the return on invested capital is very high by industry standards.
And particularly in China, because you go, I've been there several times, and it's to your point about the basketball craze. You have so many people that are new to even being able to watch sports and get access to sports. And these people go crazy. Even the CBA, not just the NBA, but even the CBA, the Chinese Basketball League, where Stephon Marbury went there and kind of completely turned it on his head. And so there's a lot of growth there. And I think actually from a business perspective, Nike's making the right move and really establishing that brand as the #1 brand in China.
And Reggie, when we talk about trying to establish themselves in China, we had Beth Comstock, a Nike board member, on the show earlier this week, and she was just talking about how hard it is to kind of move supply chains anyways. If they do get hit with tariffs eventually, a lot of their production still is in China.
Yes, a lot of their apparel production is still in China. A lot of their footwear production is actually in other countries in Asia, so it would hit them harder on the apparel market instead of footwear. But to Jack's point, just piggybacking off of the basketball craze, and you brought up Stephon Marbury, who is from my hometown of Brooklyn.
Shout out Brooklyn.
Everyone loves when people come there and they know what you like. And look for Nike to make Chinese exclusive sneakers, which is an area they have not hit. And I think they are seeing a big opportunity to do that, because right now what's popping there are things that are being worn by Americans. They're like, oh, these are what the Americans wearing. That's cool. But wait until Nike makes Chinese exclusive sneakers. They're saying, finally, we have a shoe for us. And Nike CEO said on the earnings call that Nike is a brand of China for China.
And they're already seeing that growth out of China too, but we'll see if tariffs hitting them could slow that down. Reggie Wade, thank you so much. Appreciate you breaking that down.